What really is the inspiration, the motivation to experience meditative states of being? Tell me, why? Why is it a good aspiration? Why is it good for you to achieve meditative states of being? So what are your motivators? Tell me.
I concentrate better. I do better in my job. I can focus more. I can read and actually not have to read the paragraph 10 times. I'm actually reading the words and they're going in. And there's so many things, but they're probably the biggest ones. When I'm speaking to people, I'm actually listening to them.
Right. And so underlying most of your comments, you're pointing to the fact that there's a regaining of presence, that you actually are here
Yeah.
instead of scattered, right?
Yep, definitely.
Yeah.
To really embrace life, to
Right.
really embrace life, to feel the fullness of it. You can't do it when you're disconnected.
Exactly. And this is, look, something primary that everyone's coming back to is the recognition that there's a degree of disconnectedness when you are not able to sustain meditative states of awareness. Remembering again, as I said, that there's two different dimensions to the meditative states and experience. One is very deeply inward and is pointing to that dissolution. The other is about being truly consciously engaged and present with what is, with yourself, with life. So it's not something removed from your life and the world. It's not something that you just do, go and sit on a meditation cushion at your altar. It's much more than this. And that's why I wanted to offer you this weekend, because I want for you exactly that you can truly be alive. You can be truly present, truly engaged in, with, as yourself, with all.
For me, it's about being more alive, and that manifests as being more compassionate for myself,
Yes, yeah.
being more compassionate for people around me, and seeing the crap that we believe much more in perspective, so not being as distracted. I'm finding it easier to be with most people and with myself as
Right.
well.
Yeah. So in equal parts, not being distracted by the crap and not buying into the crap. That's fundamentally that capacity to be truly present. And equally, so that even if there's some nonsense going on, that it's not met with judgment and aversion. It's just met with awareness. And that's where the compassion arises from. Do you know, one of the reasons we really, as a society, we have such a high statistic of depression and anxiety, and you know, a lot of it is based on the notion that so many people are saying they feel lonely. They're surrounded by people. People feel lonely even in their family and their relationships. Why? Because of the disconnect. And people are disconnected and disconnecting because we've not been shown the way to embrace everything as it is, that it's okay to be present with each other, with the pain, with the darkness, with the ugliness, whatever it is you want to call it. But all of life is here and it's okay. So meditation gives us the capacity to lean into this rather than want to pull away from it or to possess it. So it resolves the fundamental psychological split of the human: attachment, aversion. Every single human experiences that in some degree throughout life. And unless we resolve that, unless we find the connection which is free of attachment and aversion, we can't actually come to that place in our psychology. And that essence in us is actually completely neutral. Whereas most people are trying to overcome the aberrations and the conflicts by saying, oh, well, I've got to be more loving, and you try to focus on being more positive and more loving. But actually opposite to more positive and more loving is more hating and more negativity. Yeah, one follows the other. That's the nature of psychology. That's the nature of the universe. It is a field of context. The thing that is within it all is chiti. Now, you spoke about fear. How the thing that thwarts that restfulness to really move deeply into the meditative being is this fear that arises. And I commented, that is actually a result of a type of seeing. So, that's implying a very specific principle with meditation, which is principle 2, right attention. If you have right attention, you will have right seeing. Again, we go back to, if you have right environment, you can cultivate right attention. You will then enter into a right alignment, and you will then experience the right state, which is actually the result you're looking for, which is meditation.